What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome to part 64 of Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, we got a lot of shit to get out of the way here in this video. This video is basically like 13 hours of footage that I've condensed down into an hour and a half. There's so much shit that we need to do in this video. So I guess we're gonna need to just take this shit one step at a time. First things first, the first thing I had to get out of the way is this like chieftain's trial in the Snow Chance hunting ground. This trial took me at least an hour, 2 hours to do. I can't remember exactly how long it took me to do this, but basically the trick that I used for this is to basically use the environment, like the logs and whatnot, to whittle down the health on these machines as much as you can. You have to kill all of these machines within 4.5 minutes, and it is definitely a challenge. I feel like I got incredibly lucky this time around, you know, and I'm glad that I won it. I'm glad that this was the first thing I did, because if it was one of the last things I did, it probably would have driven me pretty crazy. I mean, these frost claws are like the most annoying fucking part of this trial. I got a can of Coke, man. I need my fucking caffeine because we got a lot of shit to cover here. But basically, you want to aim for the weak points, and the more and more you fight them, the more you'll be able to identify their weak points. And the only reason why I won this was because the other Frostclaw's health was pretty low, and when I blew up the other Frostclaw, it ended up blowing the other one up too. So there's some dialogue coming up, so I am just going to shut up for now.
You took first place by the throat. Before you, it was unheard of for an Outlander to perform so well.
I'm done with training right now.
Then training's done with you.
Alright, so now we're going to go after the audio logs. I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning, that there are going to be frequent bits of this video where there's dialogue, and I figured I would let you guys listen to the dialogue. So I won't be talking during those parts. Next, we're going to be going after the remaining audio log, the one that I have yet to get, which is going to be in the ruins that we first fell into as a child Aloy. And I had to speed a lot of this footage up, as you guys are going to see. There's a lot of sped up footage in this recording, but yeah, you just got to travel all throughout this place. And I think this one ended up being in like a really dumb fucking spot that I should have found it before. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I was still learning the game at the time. I didn't quite know the mechanics and everything yet, so it was still very new to me. But at this point, you know, the fact that I had to travel through all this is a little irritating, but nevertheless, I'm about to find it. So, here we go.
The earth shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbear to shine. But God, who called me here below, will be forever mine.
Okay, and with that, we are now on to all of the text logs, or, I'm sorry, we're on to the glyphs now, the remaining glyphs. The first one's going to be up here in Day Tower. Pretty easy, not too difficult to find. It's just sitting right there on the table. I'm going to scroll through all of these, as you guys are going to see. I'm not going to read these, but if you want to read them in your own free time, you can. Next, we're going to go to Lone Light, and This one is in like this little cabiny workshop area. These are all actually pretty easy to find. I mean, as long as you do all the quests and explore the world, you shouldn't really have any problems finding these, I would say. And then Sunstone Rock. This one is actually outside of the town. So you're going to just kind of hang a right here once you see the town. It's going to be in this area where the farm is. The little rabbits hopping around in the back there. And this is in like the top left hand corner of the map here. You're going to come up here to Blazing Arc, and it's going to be right here near the boat. And it's all about the Forbidden West. Coincidentally, with Forbidden West literally coming out a couple hours from now at the time that I'm recording this. I mean, this video will be up before Forbidden West releases. I got this game done just in the nick of time, thankfully. But I didn't because I haven't finished this video yet. But once I do, this playthrough will officially be wrapped up. So now we're getting all of the text logs in the world. There are a lot of them that I still had to find here. I should reiterate or state the fact that this video is not a guide. I am not showing you guys where all of these are. Fuck that shit. As you can tell, this is part 64, and I've already collected a decent amount of these. So if you guys want a full-on guide, there are plenty of guides online on YouTube and Reddit and Game Facts that will help you find all of this stuff. For this video, it's basically just me collecting all of the text logs that I had yet to get in the game. And yeah, like I said, this was about like this entire video was about like 13 hours worth of footage that I had to cut down into one single video, which I've spent the past, I don't even know, like 3 or 4 days editing this video now, and I'm just at this point dying for it to end. But a lot of them are over here in these ruinsy areas. I do still show you guys where on the map to find these logs. So, you know, if you have been following this playthrough, you'll have like no problem finding them. But yeah, I mean, the text logs in the world, I would say, are probably like the most tedious aspect of this fucking game, because there's too many of them. And I'm still kind of surprised that I was able to find every single one of them. And that doesn't even come close to all of the collectibles that there are in this game. There are tons of collectibles in this game, as you're going to see throughout this video. But there's that one. I really should read some of these before I jump into Forbidden West. I mean, I want to, don't get me wrong. It's just that after like part 30, I kind of stopped reading these. I'm also collecting animal skins along the way here to collect or upgrade my carry capacity. I kind of do things along the way in a lot of these runs that you're gonna see. In the order that I do a lot of this shit in, I kind of just did it in my own order. But I did end up getting the platinum, which I'm happy about. If anything, I would have to say that editing this has been more tedious than recording it. Now we're in like the deserty area. There's a lot of combat in this particular part of the world, but I just shot off one of those Ravager cannons and used it to my advantage to take down those freaking Glint Hawks. I feel like I could literally fight all of the machines now in this game, like no problem. Like they're just like, they don't pose a challenge for me at all anymore. So now, I don't know what I was thinking here, but now at this point in the game, I decided to head on over to Maker's End to the Pharaoh Automated Solutions, because there are 3 holograms that I missed, which this is where you first fought the Deathbringer. I don't remember exactly which part this was. I think it was like part 30 or something. But yeah, you have to make your way all throughout this place, and there are going to be like basically 3 of these. So I'm going to be quiet for this dialogue that I still have yet to trigger.
The ACA-3 Scarab combines conventional and information warfare capabilities in one package. Designed for high-speed, all-terrain reconnaissance, it boasts the world's highest survivability rating of any Scout-class autonomous agent. Maybe it's the Scarab's emergency biomass conversion systems that ensure it always makes it back to base, even if fuel supply lines have been interdicted. Or maybe it's the Scarab's ability to slave enemy robots to its own network. Now that's force multiplication. Add a prehensile manipulator arm that can handle a host of functions, from 360-degree less lethal riot management to surgical repairs of allied chariot line models. And you've got the workhorse of any cutting-edge peacekeeping fleet.
The Corruptor. Slave enemy robots to its own network. It sounds like it's talking about how it corrupts machines.
The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capabilities mean you'll never get stuck waiting for the next arms delivery. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready, extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready. The future of automated warfare made real today.
The Metal Devil. So these were Faro machines too. Manufacturing capabilities. They can make more of themselves. Then how would you ever stop them?
The FSP-5 Kopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental impact. Multilinear target processing provides simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Kopesh.
The Deathbringer. So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force indeed.
Okay, and with that, we are now getting back to going after all of the text logs. And, yeah, a lot of them are in the desert area. This one, I didn't really feel the need to speed up as quick because it was sort of like in between the mountains here. But just for warning, you will run into some bandits here in this area, which, if you're at the same level that I'm at, you can tell they barely pose a threat. But this one's going to be like underneath this this willow tree. And who did this? Huh. Yeah, so freaking raccoon there. Yeah, man. I mean, I really should have done this shit, like, as I was exploring the game. Like, I shouldn't have put it off for so long because there really is just so much here. I know I keep saying that. I don't mean to sound repetitious or redundant, but like, this shit was irritating. This was definitely the most boring shit in the game, hunting down all of these data points that I had missed. And I tried to like keep it exciting along the way, as you can tell by engaging with machines and whatnot, but I mean, this is like straight up like Breath of the Wild, like Korok level tedious. When I start playing through Forbidden West, I am definitely going to try to tackle the data points and like look for those as I am playing through the game. I am not going to put them all off to the last minute like I did with this particular game. Granted, I think this playthrough actually turned out really well. I was expecting it to be much longer than it actually was, but you know, 65 parts. I mean, it's only 10 parts longer than God of War, or like give or take like 13 parts longer. It's not the longest playthrough that I've done. I mean, Breath of the Wild still comes in number one there, being the longest game that I've ever played through. But for another open world RPG game that came out around the same time that Breath of the Wild did, like, this game is massive in its own right, I must say. And I don't know, I mean, it's not as bad putting this stuff off till like the very end, because by doing so, by leveling yourself up first and then tackling all this shit, you can just basically like cut through these machines like nothing. I mean, there are many instances where if you've been following this playthrough and you're doing your own playthrough, there are many instances where you are going to come across machines because they roam all throughout the world in this game. And it's funny because I found the smaller machines to be like more annoying, like the Watchers and all that, as you're going to see with some of the collectibles later on. Those are the machines that like really caused me like the most trouble for some reason. Like, they were always getting in my way. The big machines like Thunderjaws, I mean, if you're like quick, you get in there, get in and out like as fast as you can. They're not really that annoying, to be honest. They're actually pretty easy to avoid and sneak around. But yeah, this one is by like this big giant epic waterfall, and that one was getting kind of curious. Freaking Watcher, man. Watchers are basically like the equivalent of Goombas. I've been like rewatching my Mario Wii playthrough videos, and man, those videos, I've talked to Izzy and Sebastian both about it, and we've talked about it several times, and we can all pretty much agree that out of all the playthroughs that we've done, our Mario Wii playthrough is like our funniest, because the energy that we brought with those videos is just hilarious, man. I mean, I can still go back and watch those videos now and just laugh my fucking ass off watching them. I mean, it was a bitch editing them, and I remember dying while editing those videos, but that's always how it is, you know. You suffer while editing this shit, and then when you're watching it later on, you're like, wow, like, I did that. But yeah, these ones are these next 3 data points are actually clumped together pretty closely. They're like within the same area. This caffeine, man. Why did I pick today of all fucking days to do this? I'm doing this on my fucking birthday, by the way. This tedious fucking video. Like, I'm just killing myself in my room right now when I really just want to get out and have fun. I'm in my fucking editing room working on this shit. Because priorities, man. I gotta get this shit done in time. Okay, I'm gonna stop being so meta. I'm always fucking meta. I was trying to get some of my friends to like to see if they were down to like do some post commentary with me here. But I knew that the chances of me getting them in on these recordings was pretty slim. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna suck it up and do it myself. I mean, I've done this much like already on my own. Might as well just, you know, finish it. But yeah, I have another video coming up pretty soon. I can't say exactly when it's going to be up, but I'm gonna try to get it done within the next couple of days. That I did with one of my friends that I'm really looking forward to. Like, I'm genuinely excited to upload that video because we went on for like about 2.5 hours, and I feel like we got we captured a lot of great moments, and excuse me. It's for a game that I actually have not played yet, or done gameplay for on my channel. I have played the game in my own free time, but like not very often. But yeah, figured I'd mention that because I mean, I've been just blasting you guys with Horizon content. Here I found a metal flower along the way. We are gonna need to find metal flowers too, and vantage points, and fucking ancient vessels and Banuk figures. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. Jeez. Man, I really need to learn how to chill out sometimes. But yeah, I love the way the environments look in this game at night. Really, I do. They look super fucking sick. I mean, the graphics in general in this game are just insane. And I've been on Twitter looking at a lot of the screenshots for Forbidden West. And man, like the environments in that game look so photoreal. Like, I don't know how the fuck Guerrilla was able to make that game look so realistic. I mean, those motherfuckers are seriously like some of the greatest magicians when it comes to game development. Next to like Naughty Dog and like Rockstar and shit. I mean, the graphics in Forbidden West are blowing me away right now, and just talking about it is making me more and more and more excited for it as time goes along. I mean, the game literally is going to drop tonight. I'm not going to do any gameplay for it tonight. The first gameplay video you guys get from me is probably going to be on Sunday, I'm hoping. I mean, it's a little tricky because my birthday is today and my sister's birthday is on Sunday, 3 days from now. So I don't know what's going to be going on that day, but I'm going to try to get as much recording in as I can and get at least one video up to you guys. I got a new 4K capture card. I was actually trying out a different capture card that wasn't Elgato because many of my friends know this, but I don't use a Windows computer. I use an iMac. I have the new 2021 M1 iMac that I use for all of my videos and whatnot. And I was doing a bunch of browsing, and basically online I found out that like Elgato like is better on Windows. On Mac, you know, Elgato hardware was kind of an afterthought, unfortunately. So I tried buying like an AverMedia Ultra Game Capture card for like 4K footage, and I did a little bit of test footage, and it just wasn't working out, unfortunately. I was having trouble like importing the footage and exporting it and rendering it. It was just a bitch. My computer, like this computer that I have now, should not be struggling with that type of shit because it's a brand new computer. I literally have only had this computer for like 2 months now, or like 2.5 months, coming up on 3 months soon. So I got the Elgato Game Capture HT60S Plus, which I didn't know that capture card record it in 4K, but I guess it does. And I would love to do some like 4K test footage today, but I don't think I'm going to because I have to work tomorrow. So yeah, duty calls, unfortunately. But we're back in the desert area here, as you can see. I think the desert area is like the most pretty area in this game. Call me crazy. I mean, I used to have like a fucking hard-on for jungly environments, and I still kind of do, but like lately, whenever I play this game, it's just the desert canyony areas blow me away because of how like dense and like humongous they are. These freaking grazers, man. Yeah, those grazers had freaking chill canisters on them. Most grazers have blaze canisters on them, which I didn't think there were any grazers with chill canisters on them in this game, but I suppose there are. I've actually done some research and found that blowing up the canisters, like the blaze canisters and the chill canisters on the machines in this game, isn't that helpful when you're scavenging for parts. And I got a fucking Glinthawk. I've got multiple Glinthawks like harassing me here as I'm trying to get this data point. So it's better to like knock the machine parts off. I mean, there are a lot of weapons, unfortunately, that I did not get until like this video. So I didn't really get to play with them that much. Jeez, excuse me. Where are my manners? Man, what is wrong with me? But when I play through Forbidden West, I'll be able to like take my time with that game, and I'm gonna definitely try to use more weapons in that game. I mean, from what I've heard, there are a ton of fucking weapons in that game. I need to stop talking about Forbidden West, man. This isn't Forbidden West. This is Zero Dawn. Jeez. But yeah, no, the deserty areas, back to what I was saying before, are just beautiful in this game. I really enjoy them, and I don't know. They make me want to go to like Arizona and just like fucking places like the Grand Canyon and all that and just explore. It's weird. I've been wanting to like really move to Arizona for like the past couple of months now. I mean, I'm not gonna say state where I live, but I live in California, and out in this particular area in California, it's just fucking expensive as hell to live on your own unless you have like several roommates. And it's one of those things where I've been wanting to leave California because I don't know, I just feel like exploring and moving somewhere else, somewhere new. So this game makes me want to go to fucking Arizona, but there are other reasons for why I want to move, which I'm not going to fully get into. Man, I am totally rambling at this point, dude. This is what happens. This is what fucking happens when you have to sit down and do a bunch of post commentary. You literally go crazy. You've got so many of those people who are like, oh, this shit is so easy, I would totally do this shit. But like, no, man, this shit isn't easy. This shit is a pain, and I don't know why I put myself in these situations constantly. It'd be so much more fun if I had Izzy or Sebastian here with me, but they had to act all scared. Speaking of Sebastian, let's see if this fool has responded. Nah, I don't know what he fucking said. Should we call this fool up? Nah, I'm not gonna call him. I mean, it'd certainly be more entertaining than whatever the fuck commentary this is. Alright, I need to stop putting myself down, honestly. I put all this work into editing this shit, and I knew that the commentary wasn't going to be amazing, but honestly, no commentary is better than... Wait. some form of commentary is better than no form of commentary. You know, like, I knew what I was trying to say there, and, like, for some reason, I just couldn't put it into words. I stuttered, like I always do. Jeez. Cram. Yeah, no kidding. Gotta cram all this shit into one video. I'm just gonna shut up, man. Alright, so we're back in these ruiny areas now. Yeah, I really wish that maybe you could buy maps at merchants that'll, like, help you find out where these data points are, because finding these on your own is really kind of a bitch. I actually didn't want to look for this shit on my own. I used the guide to help me find this stuff. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I mean, I used a guide in fucking Breath of the Wild when I was hunting down all the Koroks, but I mean, once we get all these data points, it'll basically be on to the vantage points, which are a little more entertaining because I'm not going to have to talk as much, and you guys will actually have something to, like, listen to for those. And then afterwards, it's just the ancient vessels, which there aren't as many of those in this game. And the metal flowers, which are, in a lot of ways, those kind of remind me of the Koroks, because a lot of the times when you find metal flowers, they're in, like, these weird, like, grass patterns where, like, the grass is cut into, like a shape or a symbol or something. Kind of reminiscent to when you're hunting for Koroks in Breath of the Wild, and you'll see, like, those strange rock patterns, basically. This one is up here. I don't know how the fuck they expected me to find that. Gorilla is insane, man. No, but I mean, seriously, after playing this game, I have mad respect for Gorilla, man. I mean, they're definitely up there now when it comes to some of my favorite developers. I mean, they poured their heart and soul into this game. I don't know how long they actually spent on this game. I mean, this was the first game in this new IP that they did. So they, you know, if anything, they could have spent more time on this game than they did on Forbidden West. But yeah, I like this area a lot. It's very interesting. It's like you look at all the crashed planes and shit, and you're just like, what's the story here? You know, like you're piecing it all together. And these freaking grazers, man. Jeez. If the Watchers are like Goombas, the Grazers are like Koopas, honestly. Actually, I would say the Grazers are easier, so they're more like Goombas, and the fucking Watchers are like Koopas. Man, this isn't Mario. Whatever. Okay. Dude, is it ever going to turn into day? It's been like, it feels like it's been nighttime like freaking forever. So yeah, we got one right here in what used to be a house, I'm assuming. And then there's another one in this same area as well. I didn't have to speed this up as much, but I nevertheless sped it up anyway. Right there. And we're getting there with the data points. We've got 8 of them left. This one, as you can tell, is up in like the snowy. Did I really just say that? It's up in like the snowy area. There are none to get in the frozen wilds, by the way, because as many of you know, I already got all the collectibles in the frozen wilds area. This one I was running around for a little bit trying to find. Thankfully, I mean, this is really tedious looking for all this shit, but I didn't put as much time into looking for this stuff as I did for the Koroks. You know, I mean, 67 data points is way better than 900 fucking Korok seeds. I mean, I still, to this day, you know, like 5 years later, can't believe that, there I go again, burping, that I had to look for that many Koroks. And I did all of that before they even released the DLC, so I didn't have the Korok mask or anything to help me find those, except apart from the guide that I was using. Man. So we're definitely getting there with the data points. We're almost there. And the vantage points are a little more fun because there's a little more like thought required provided. Jeez, should make my own like autocorrect for my sloppy post commentary. But yeah, I would definitely like to see a lot of these collectibles have more like puzzles behind them, because a lot of these are just scattered throughout the world. There's not really much thought that goes into finding these. This one over here is by the merchant, and you got those broadheads there who are always going to try and fuck with you no matter what. I had to kill them because honestly they were just like getting on my nerves. But once you do kill them, this is near Maker's End, by the way, I believe. There's a data point right here in this wreckage. And then there's also another data point up this way. There's actually 3 of them here, I believe. And I don't think I collected any of them the first time around. Yeah, so there's that one. Again, I wonder like what the story was here. What happened in this area of the game. Now the last 2 are in this area. This was one of the tall necks that we got earlier on in the game. And as you can see, it's up there in the top left corner of the map, or bottom left, below the Frozen Wilds. And you've got like this more like wreckage stuff here from the old times. This one's here in the middle of the wreckage, and there's another one that's in like, I don't know what used to be like a plane engine or something, I'm assuming, or a cockpit. I had to kind of look around a bit for this one. This reminds me of that one map in Modern Warfare 2, Scrapyard. Man, I'm always getting off track. Jeez. So, yeah, that's all of the text data points in the world. And now we're actually... I said that we were getting onto the vantage points, but I also forgot that there are these grazer dummies as well. So now we're going to go all the way back home, and there are 5 of them here. There are 23 of these in total. 2 of them at this point in the playthrough I've already taken care of near Mother's Heart, so I'm not going to be showing you guys where those are. But there are 5 of them over here back at home where we were raised as a child. There's actually 6, my bad. And these are not that difficult to find. I really should have been dealing with these as I went along, but again, me being me, I avoided them for some reason. Now we come over here, and there are 2 here. This is where the proving was, or where the area where we first met with Mother Tirsa as an adult to like initiate ourselves into the proving. Now we're gonna come down here, and honestly, this is so like early game. I don't even remember the names of like most of these areas that we're going to, but that's the advantage of capturing this shit all on video, because even though I can't describe where this shit is, you guys can still see where it is, so you can look at the map yourself and figure it out basically and piece it together. So we got this one right here. The other one I had a little bit of trouble looking for, so I sped this footage up a little bit. But, you know, if you just follow where I go, you should have no problem finding it. It's going to be up here. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know that you could, like, hit those things with your spear, to be fair, until, like, way later on in my run-through of this. Wow, that was a fail. So there's that one, and this is up by, like, the Hunter's Lodge, I believe. like the first Hunter's Lodge or training grounds. They're all kind of in the bottom right corner of the map, actually. I probably could have gotten this trophy way sooner if I would have looked out for these more, but I don't know what I was doing. I hope they get rid of that glitch where Aloy's spear disappears when you put it away. Something tells me they will. I mean, I've heard that Forbidden West is also pretty buggy too, but I don't expect it to be as buggy as this game is. I mean, this game has a lot of bugs in it. Oh, for some reason my Do Not Disturb turned off. That was so weird. What the hell? Is someone listening in right now? I hope not. It's the government. I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Jeez. No one gives a shit about this. I'm probably gonna be like the only person who like watches this, which is kind of sad, but I'm just kidding. I need to stop putting myself down all the time. Jeez. So we're almost done with the Grazier dummies. We got that one over here and then one up here. And then we got 2 more areas where we can find these, or 1 more area, I believe. And as soon as I get them all, you guys are going to see the trophy pop up. There we go. That was the last one right there. So now we're going after the vantage point. So there's a lot of audio in these as well. During the audio bits, I will not be talking. I will just be letting you guys listen to these. So the first one is going to be up here in like the beginning area. You just got to skill your way up this mountain.
A pocket shit storm tour, day 2. My father guest lectured here. A 300-level military history course on the age of human air power. Might as well have been teaching medieval siege tactics. I was 8 when he died.
The next vantage point is over here near the ruins. This one you have to actually do quite a bit of climbing to get up to. But as long as you keep an eye out for those handholds, it's not too bad. It's just a little bit tedious. I mean, we don't have the rope caster in this game, but I am definitely fucking looking forward to when we do, because the climbing, while I don't mind it, is pretty tedious in this game, I have to admit.
A pocket shit storm tour, day 4. It's hard to believe Metallurgic International used to be headquartered in this dreary old ziggurat. Wyatt's office was on the 2nd floor from the top. If Emmett had a policy against workplace romances, he probably wrote it.
Alright, so this one is up more in like the mountainy area. At this point, I'm also trying to do the repair mount trophy as well. Basically, I've learned that all of the Frozen Wilds trophies, the Frozen Wilds feats trophies, you don't need to be in the Frozen Wilds area in order to earn those trophies. But here I'm just disassembling stuff in order to repair these machines. But you do have to repair 5 different types of machines for that trophy. So once I was done doing that, I was able to figure out where this data point was at. Or not data point, vantage point. It's down here, basically. This one's not as hard to look for.
Every vantage a story.
A pocket shit storm tour, day 8. Holy crap. That glitched out lifter that crushed your arm and clavicle. Back before you met Wyatt. That was in a mine back beyond these falls. Oh, what a punk I was.
Alright, so this one is to the top right hand side of the map. This one you have to also do quite a bit of climbing to get up to. But all in all, I think these are definitely a lot more low-key than the data points, the text data points, because There aren't as many vantage points in this game. As you can tell, there are less of them than there are data points in the world. Some of them are really interesting too, because you can take a look at the old world as well while you listen to them.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 6. I was fresh out of rehab when we saw the metallurgist play the Hearts Wayfarers. The M in Jersey looked pretty funny. Hopefully you're sorry.
So here at this point, I had collected a decent amount of skill points and was able to upgrade my next skill. So I did the whole call mount plus skill, which basically allows you to call any mount, just even if you haven't overrided one. You can call a mount basically now whenever you want on the fly, which is super convenient, by the way. I'd highly recommend going for that skill as soon as you can. This one's up here by Sunstone, I believe. I hope I'm right. Yeah, Sunstone Rock. It's going to be up this mountain behind the settlement. You just have to go down the zip line for it.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 7. I was 3 months out of rehab when we went camping out here. Wyatt went to sleep early, so it was just the two of us when we stayed up and watched the Perseids. After, as we talked about the stars and space tech, I suddenly knew what I wanted to do with my life.
Alright, and now we're gonna head up this way. I actually got the Dismount Strike trophy here, so I figured I would show this to y'all to prove that I got the shit. Dismount Strikes on most machines work as they basically serve as like one-hit kills. I don't think they serve as one-hit kills on like heavy machines, but on most light machines it's a pretty effective like technique. I don't know why I didn't use it more in this playthrough, but again, that goes with everything else that I put off until the last second. Doesn't matter, we got it done, so yeah.
Day 11. I came out here to die. But instead of overdosing at Wyatt's cottage, I went out walking along the water. I was standing right here when the idea hit me. And the moment it did, I knew I had to do it.
Okay, now this one is up more near Maker's End. And this one you straight up just gotta like hop up the mountains and rocks for. There are no handhelds that lead you up to this one. I think I repair another machine up here as well. You can usually tell when a vantage point is nearby because there are supply crates usually within the same area. But yeah, I overload this machine, or not override it and repair it as well, getting me one step closer to earning that dang trophy.
A vantage. Another message from the past.
Day 12. As we watched the booster arc up into the night sky, riding a pillar of flame, you took my hand, squeezed it, and said, "You have written the story of our family across the stars."
And I believe with this vantage point here, I was actually having a lot of trouble because I had these freaking Glintox that were just harassing me this entire time. And I wanted to listen to it as I was standing up on the mountainside, but I couldn't because, like I said, they were literally freaking harassing me. So I picked this shit up and decided to get to cover first before listening to it.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 1. We're better to start than at the end. Or where the end started, Pocket Shitstorm Tour, Day 1. Where better to start than at the end? Or where the end started, anyway. Ground Zero, where it all came crashing down. My career first, then everything else. And I mean everything.
Okay, so this is the final data point in the game. This one actually isn't too bad. You just gotta climb up a couple handholds and it's literally not that tough to find. It's right up here, underneath another willow tree, or next to another willow tree, I believe. Or above the willow tree, my bad. Excuse me.
A Pocket Shitstorm Tour, Day 10. So here's where I learned how the world would end. My second apocalypse in a year. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on now. Why would that be? Pocket Shitstorm Tour, Day 5. Gray swarms open for Turtle Smash the night I OD'd here. Or so the police report said, anyway. I was 15 years old. When I woke in the hospital, 2 days later, your face was the first thing I saw.
So now we are on to the ancient vessels, and we've actually already gotten a decent amount of these, so thankfully finding these wasn't as much of a bitch. Sorry about that. Cracking my knuckles. I've been sitting here for so long. I'm just kidding, no, it hasn't been that long. When I finished editing this, I did take a little bit of a break before returning, but yeah, we just got 4 of them to get. And then after these is the metal flowers, basically. Which are so, like, weird. I don't understand what the story with the metal flowers even is, to be honest. I haven't read a single one of the text for the metal flowers, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We're on the ancient vessels right now. So we got KZ right there. And all of these collectibles that we're picking up right now, as you guys are going to see later on in this video, there are specific merchants that you can take them to in Meridian to sell for various resources such as metal shards and other things that I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of later on in this video. There's another one, and yeah, that's literally, we're already like clearing out the fucking ancient vessels like nothing. This one's a little dangerous because up here by the sawtooth and bellowback, but as long as you're careful, not that bad. There's the all ancient vessels found trophy, and here I get the mount repair trophy as well. Which, spoiler alert, you don't have to repair mounts. You literally just have to repair any machine that you can repair, which if you override the machine, doesn't matter what it is, you can repair it. So I chose to repair a bellowback here. Actually, it says 5 machine types repaired. Damn. Never mind. I guess it is just regular ass machines. Whatever. I just contradicted myself there. So now we're on to the metal flowers, and here I had to drop down a bit, but thankfully I had this ancient armor that protected me. And this one, you had to go down a zip. I had to go down a zip line for, which this is like the one where I had to do like probably the most platforming for. The rest of them are, a lot of them are out in the open actually. And And I used another guide for these. We're going back into the ruins here again that we fell into as a kid. This is literally the last time that we're coming down into these ruins, so it definitely is a little bittersweet, I must say that. But I can also say that I'm not going to miss these ruins at all. I mean, I've been down here so many times now at this point that it's just like, get me out of here, you know? Even the bats are trying to escape. Speaking of which, the new Batman movie looks super fucking dope, dude. I am so hyped for that shit. Like, that shit's gonna be dope. I don't know why I keep deviating from the subject at hand. Probably because I can't find anything like else interesting to talk about at this point. But yeah, this one's literally out in the open. Yeah, see, the text for the metal flowers is just so weird. I don't get it. I don't get what the significance of them is. It says a metal flower of unknown design. Yeah, here a lot of them were pretty close together, actually. And the right-hand side near these ruins areas. This one's in another grass pattern, as you can see. Now, I can't remember if there are like any like circular grass patterns. I think they're all like triangle grass patterns. This fucking metal flower right here, I was having trouble getting because these watchers just would not leave me alone, as you can tell. They were just harassing the hell out of me. But I got it like after a while. But jeez, excuse me. Now we're heading up more into like the snowy area here. Like the snowy foresty area. And yeah, this one's kind of like tucked in between the mountains a bit. Now we're on to a completely different set. This one I was actually having quite a bit of trouble finding because I was in the middle of this blizzard here and I had to watch out for this sawtooth, so I kind of had to rush a little bit when I got this one. But nevertheless, I did find it. That's the Mark III. And this one is right here near all of these snap maws. I didn't speed this footage up because this one actually, I was pretty close to it when I fast traveled, so I figured there was really no need for me to speed this footage up. But yep, there it is. We got 10 more of those. And then pretty soon it's going to be on to the Banuk figures, which are interesting because I haven't found those yet. At least not yet in the game, or in the playthrough at this point. But I did when I made this video. This one is going to be underneath this bridge here. You got the freaking turkeys. I let these turkeys live though because it wasn't time for me to hunt down animals yet. Thankfully, hunting down and like collecting animal skins didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. I actually got that done fairly quickly. As you guys are gonna see, I chose to cut this down to an hour and a half. There are still some things that I don't show to you guys later on in the video that I'm gonna get into when we get there, but for the most part, this is a full record of all of the extra miscellaneous stuff that I had yet to do in this game that I needed to do in order to get that platinum trophy, which, yeah, I mean, I spent so much time doing this shit that when I got to the final mission, I enjoyed the final mission. I'm not going to spoil it, but I gotta say, I fucking cheesed that final mission like no problem. It was a really easy mission to get through, for sure. I mean, it was not that difficult. This one you also have to do quite a bit of climbing for to get to. And it's up here by the merchant. Yeah, they're all like triangle grass patterns. See, I'm starting to pick up things that I didn't notice until now because I'm not really doing any editing like right now. I'm just watching this now. But yeah, we're approaching the end of the metal flowers. And, my computer is trying to make me update. No. We're gonna do tonight. I don't want to do those right now. No, bro. Oh, my God. It's asking me for passwords and shit. Fuck it. I'll acknowledge it later. Alright, so this one is, this one I also had a little bit of trouble finding, but I just cut to when I, got to it. And we have two more. This one is up here. This is actually the area where we fought the Stormbird. And the last one is down here near these ruins. And yeah, that pretty much does it with the metal flowers. So now we're getting on to the Banuk figures. There's a little bit of dialogue with some of these that I want you guys to listen to. I mean, it's very minimal dialogue. There we go. We got another trophy. But I figured I'd let you guys listen to it anyway. Aloy does trigger some dialogue when you look for these, so... There are only 6 of these in the game, but every single Banuk figure, there's a decent amount of climbing that you have to do before you actually get to it. But you can usually tell when you're near one because there's all these symbols carved, or not carved, painted into the mountainside that indicates that you're in the right place, basically. But the first one is up here. You just got to go across this tightrope to get it.
Another Banuk figurine.
So we got the trophy there, first Banuk figure found. There's also another trophy that you get for finding every single one of them, as you're going to see later on. But this one's up here by the settlement. I think you have to do a little bit more climbing to actually get to this one. And I kind of failed this, and I had to, like, jump back. I was like, why won't she climb up? Just wasn't working for some reason. But, yeah, some of the views when you're on these tight ropes is pretty sick, though. I wish I would have messed around with photo mode a bit, but I mean, I like I said, this game, like this playthrough was very much down to the wire. I had to get this all done pretty quickly, and as I'm recording this right now, I mean, this video is going to be up a little later, probably around, like, I'm guessing like 6 or 7-ish. But as I'm recording this right now, Forbidden West is literally going to be available at like probably 10 p.m. Pacific time, so I'm scrambling to get this shit done. But there's more dialogue, so I'm going to stop talking.
The sculpture must be of Banuk make.
Alright, we are halfway done with the Banuk figures, so this one is going to be up here, more towards like the middle of the map. No, I'm all out of Coke. Jeez. Serves me right, I guess. We're not quite at level 60 yet, but we're getting there. This one you have to kind of run up the hill a little bit, and they're going to be more Glintox trying to get on your nerves constantly. But once we're done with these Banuk figures, I make my way up into like the Frozen Wilds, because there's stuff up there as well that we had to do, or that I had to do. I don't know why I'm always saying we in these videos. I mean, it's something that I've always acknowledged. It's not like you guys are actually playing this with me. I mean, it is called a playthrough, but I don't know. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. I am going to fucking stop, man, because we're almost done with these and we're getting there. But yeah, this one is up in like the canyon-y area. Canyon-y. That is such a tricky word to say. Is that even a word? I don't even know, man. I suck at English, and it's my fucking, like, first and only language for some reason. What is wrong with me? Jeez. Running into the freaking wall and shit there. But, yeah, this is the last Banuk figure. There's more dialogue here that I figured I would let you guys listen to. Just a little bit of dialogue. Yeah, this one you have to do a little bit of finessing to get to.
Pass the test.
and I got all the skills there as well. So now we're going back into the Frozen Wilds. There are 2 trophies that I had to get here. One of them was to kill 10 Frost Claws, I believe. 5 or 10. And 15 Scorchers. I basically got this trophy by repeating the Chieftain's Trial over and over. The great thing about it this time around is that we've already passed it, so there's no time limit. You can take as much time as you need on these. So just do the trial over and over until you get both of these trophies. But this is where I chose to go to grind for these trophies, and I'm about to get the Scorcher one as well right now. And then after that, I went to a completely different area. If you guys remember the Hunters 3 side quest, in the very, very beginning, there's this area with Scorchers. I basically fought the Scorcher and got all the way up to level 60 with this. And I also completed the improved ice rail tutorial. That's the last tutorial that I'm going to be showing to you guys. There are other tutorials that I do unlock in this video, but I choose not to show them because it's just, they're all pretty simple. They're not that bad. So there, what I did was I bought a Blue Gleam map. You're gonna want to find all of the you're gonna want to find pretty much all of the Blue Gleam, and there's a lot of it throughout this area. To buy the map, you need 250 shards, goat skin, and a badger bone, I believe, or badger skin. And this, I essentially just decided to speed all this up because you guys know what the Blue Gleam looks like. You've seen me collect it. But I still wanted to show it anyway, me collecting all of it, because there's a lot of it throughout the Frozen Wilds area. But as long as you buy that map, you should have no problem finding this stuff. I think I spent about 45 minutes searching for all this stuff, which, you know, given the amount of time that I spent on a lot of the other shit that I grinded for, isn't really that bad. I mean, the map doesn't give you a 100% accurate readout of where this stuff is, but as long as you have enough fast travel packs, you should have no problem finding these Blue Gleam patches with this map. But yeah, they really are spread like all throughout this area, as you can tell. There's a lot of Blue Gleam. You need the Blue Gleam to buy the weapons and outfits and whatnot. I guess you don't need to buy all of the... You don't need to find all of the Blue Gleam because there aren't as many outfits and weapons that you need to buy in the Frozen Wilds, or at least there weren't as many for me to buy that I hadn't already gotten at that point, or at this point. But my whole completionist mindset, like, just couldn't fucking take it. I had to find all of this shit for myself. There was another one here that I was looking around for quite a while. There it is. But yeah, as long as you keep your eyes open, after a while, after you find a certain amount of them, like, they aren't as difficult to look for anymore. Like, you can keep an eye out for them and find them pretty easily, I would say. But yeah, I mean, this is like the last, like, really, really tedious thing that I did. Once you find all the Blue Gleam, you can take it to a merchant, and as long as you have enough metal shards, you can then buy the remaining outfits and weapons. As far as the metal shards go, I found out a good grinding technique for getting a good amount of metal shards that I'm going to be showing you guys later, and in a little bit after I collect all of this. But yeah, we're about halfway through this, the Blue Gleam hunt. The Frozen Wilds is actually like the most intense area for looking for Blue Gleam, actually. Because like a lot of like the like super corrupted machines like reside here. But yeah, I mean, if you know the area pretty well, it's not that bad finding this stuff. This one I was looking for quite a bit, as you can tell, and I was trying to like jump up the mountain, and then I realized after a while that it was just on the side of the mountain, basically. This one's up here by the Snow Chance hunting grounds. And there are also bandits up here too, so you gotta be careful. The bandits, I think, do a little bit more damage in this area because the Frozen Wilds is more of like a higher level area. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy how I'm kind of proud of myself for tackling the Frozen Wilds as soon as I did, because I just found out online recently that you shouldn't like tackle this area until like you're a level 40, and I tackled this level like before I was even like a level 25, which is just insane. So here we're going to the left of the hunting grounds, like the perimeter. And these are going to be like all throughout the cliff face, basically. This one I had a lot of trouble finding, as you can tell. But we're narrowing it down. We're almost done finding these. So we got this one. I think there's also a Thunderjaw around here somewhere that I come back and I look for. But yeah, once I found all of the blue gleam, I basically returned to Meridian and sold all of the metal flowers, ancient vessels, and Banuk figures. The ancient vessels and the metal flower merchants, both of them I've already spoken to in this playthrough. So if you want to go back and look for that, you can. I don't remember exactly where it was, but when you do collect all of them and you return to Meridian, you basically sell them or you trade them for these reward boxes, which can then be used to give you various resources. There's this other merchant here, a specialty merchant for the artifacts, and there's a little bit of dialogue here, so I'm going to let you guys experience this for a bit, so I am going to stop talking for the meantime.
You're looking for artifacts.
Yes, but I'm no profiteer. Sun King Avad has named me an envoy to the Banuk. I work on their behalf, looking for sacred relics to return to their homeland, Ben-Ur. I'm especially interested in wooden figures that are sometimes found near Banuk rock paintings. If you have any, I have valuables to trade for them.
You said the king named you an envoy to the Banuk?
Yes, I've been to Ben-Ur many times, and the Wirek chiefs trust me. I help them maintain diplomatic ties with Avad. Some say they're a mysterious people, but their ways make a lot of sense to me. All you have to do is be the best. Doesn't matter if you're born high or low, man or woman. They respect skill, not some fool notion of heritage.
I see the appeal.
I wish more Karja did. Anything they don't understand, they call backward or savage.
Tell me more about these Banuk figures.
Simple wood sculptures made by Arnak, a legendary hunter who was exiled from Ban-Ur for killing his chief. He left the figures near painted stones in places that reminded him of his homeland. Later, his tribe declared him innocent. Now they see him as a kind of wandering hero and want those figures back. I do what I can to help him get them, including trade for them, if you have any. You ready? Let's trade then.
So once you're done talking to her, you can trade them in for the reward boxes. Geesh, I still can't talk, but we're getting there. We're in the home stretch now, and you got this other merchant here. This is the ancient vessel guy that you trade in the mental vessels, ancient vessels for, and then you get all these modification boxes and whatnot. There's also a merchant here that you can talk to buy machine parts. You're gonna need a lot of very specific types of machine parts. My recommendation is to go on Reddit and look up the 100% completion guide, which literally has a full list and a full breakdown of everything you need, all the parts you need to buy all the outfits and all of the Shadow Karja outfits and weapons. But I started off by buying as many as I could here from the machine part merchant. And now I'm going to show you guys the metal shard farming trick that I learned about. Basically, you come here to the bottom left-hand corner of the map, this campfire right here, and there's a scrapper site. So what you do is you come to the scrapper site, you craft a whole bunch of fast travel packs, and basically you take care of these scrappers and you kill them all before you do anything. Actually, you don't actually have to kill them, but I killed them a lot in the beginning just to clear the way. Once you kill them, there are these 2 heaps of junk, basically, that you can always loot. And every time you loot these junk piles, I'm about to go up to one of them right now, you'll get this this item, this resource, the processed metal block. Those are what we're looking for. So basically, you come here to the scrapper site, you fast travel to that campfire, you run all the way to the scrapper site, and you loot those junk piles and collect the metal processed blocks. And then after that, you fast travel back to the campfire again, run back to this area again, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and do that over and over and over again until you have like 50 of those processed metal blocks. Then you come to this merchant here in Meridian, and you can trade them all for light scavenger boxes, which will give you just a fuck ton of metal shards, basically. The merchant you want to talk to is this guy right here, basically. And there are other machine parts that you're going to need as well, like rare machine parts. As you can see, you get a bunch of metal shards from these. You can see my metal shard count going up quite a bit. So just keep doing that over and over for metal shards. But you're also going to need these very specific types of machine parts that you're going to need to fight other machines throughout the world, such as sawtooths, bellowbacks, and thunderjaws. But every once in a while, when you kill them, you'll the game will give you one of these said machine parts. I believe you need, I forgot what they're called actually. I need to see for myself before I actually name them. But take care of these glinthawks up here. This is up in like the top left hand corner of the map. Luminous braidings. So there are luminous braidings. I think you need 2 of those, and then you need to fight at least 1 or 2 thunderjaws to get, I think it was the crystal braiding. So this is a thunderjaw up in the Frozen Wilds area that I decided to fight. And this one put up a little bit more of a fight because it was one of the corrupted ones, as you can tell. But just basically hunt down the machines, do a little bit of fighting, and you should have no problem finding these. So yeah, this one is the crystal braiding. So as long as you stick to that metal shard grinding trick, you go to the machine part merchant, and fight down those machines and hunt down those parts, you should have no problem buying the remaining Shadow Karja gear that you need in order to get that 100% completion, because you do need to have all of the Shadow Karja gear in this game. So I'm basically just buying all of them. And it got to a point where I had to like literally trade in a bunch of stuff for just to get the metal shards, basically. But if you're willing to sacrifice a lot of the stuff in your inventory, you should have no problem acquiring this gear. At a certain point, I had to actually go and talk to the machine part merchant in order to get a Strider heart, as you can tell. But yeah, I'm just looking at the list here in Reddit. Like I said, if you look up on Google Horizon Zero Dawn 100% completion guide, there is a user on Reddit who has a full list of all of the shadow gear that you need to have in order to 100% the world, get that 100% completion. But this is going to put us up to 99% completion. And then once we get all this stuff, it's basically just on to all of the outfits and the weapons and the modifications as well that we have yet to get in the Frozen Wilds area. So there we go. That's everything. And all of those, actually, that's 94% of game completion, but we're getting there. All of the tutorials for these new weapons are pretty simple and straightforward. I am not going to be showing them to you guys. I did record them, but I'm not going to be showing them because, like I said, they're all pretty simple and straightforward, and there are machines all throughout the world in this game. I mean, they're everywhere. So there is one, the blast sling tutorial, that is pretty tough. But if you're having trouble with that one, I would recommend looking for packs of machines such as grazers for that one. And basically going to areas like hunting grounds for that. So here in the Frozen Wilds, I'm buying the remaining outfits and the Banuk Striker Bow, which is like the only other weapon that I was missing out on here in this area. But there's that, and then there's the Oseram Ice Hunter Master and the Nora Silent Hunter Master. So now we are going to get the unique modifications that I missed out on. The rest are in the actual playthrough. This one's up here to the left of Greycatch. This one's actually in the Shaman's Path cave. You have to travel a bit of a ways in here to get this one. But if you guys can remember the way, I mean, the lights basically help guide you. This part of the cave is a little tricky because you have to figure out like where exactly you need to jump up to, but you go across this tightrope, and then you have to kind of go into the corner area here, and there's this cave where you have to make this jump, and then you have to jump onto this ledge, and as soon as you make it up here, you're basically going to hang a left and travel all the way down. And there are going to be 3 supply boxes down here, supply crates, and the one in the middle is going to have a unique modification. This is one that I missed out on. It's the reinforced outfit weave. Next we are going to go into Firebreak. This is literally where the final mission in the Frozen Wilds DLC was. And this one is literally right in the middle of like 3 really tough machines. This is like the one area in the game where I still have yet to defeat these machines in this area. I've tried to fight them and beat them, but it's just, there's no way, dude. Like, there's 2 Scorchers here, and there's a fucking Trampler there as well. Or not Trampler, another, I forgot what that, a Behemoth. It's just too tough to fight those things. The last one is up here, near Song's Edge. You basically we're going to turn all of our pigments in now, and there's another bit of dialogue here that you get that is like a bit of dialogue and a cutscene you get for turning all the pigments in. That's actually really interesting. So this is the last piece of dialogue that I'm going to be quiet for and let you guys listen to. So in order to find this, you have to jump all the way up this scaffolding on the side of the mountain and climb up these handholds here. Up here all the way to the top.
Quite a view you've got up here.
It's a useful perspective. How fleeting we are when the world is so wide. From up here, you can see how the light paints across the land. Ever changing. That's a lesson. All our marks will pass.
That outlook sounds a little depressing for a painter.
Haven't met many artists, have you? Song's Edge needs new stories. I scrubbed its past off this rock to start anew, but a new start needs new colors. Fresh pigments, like none have seen. Would you look at that? Nora girl, you've bought me all I need. Do you always travel with your pockets full of paint stuffs?
Honestly, Sakuli, I go around filling my pockets with most of everything.
Stop. I'm beginning to like you. I work alone, but come back around later, and I'll have something for you then.
That's me.
Maybe it's a machine rider who looks like you.
Where's she going?
You tell me. To ruins or mountains, through flood or thaw. Past, future, destiny. But I don't think she's scared of any of it. You helped me. Inspired me. And the people of the Cut. Let this be inspiration for you, wherever you may run.
Okay, and basically for turning all those in, you get us, where is it? It's around here somewhere. One of these boxes has it. There we go, the painted weapon coil. So now we're going to come here to this campfire up in the top right-hand side of the Frozen Wilds area. This is the only area I'm going to show. Like I said, I'm skipping the tutorials. This is the best area for finding badgers, squirrels, and owl bones, which are all animals that were added in during the Frozen Wilds DLC. Like I said, you just keep running in a circle here, and this is the best area for finding these animal skins. Basically the last thing I had to do at this point in the game was look for all of the animal skins in order to fully upgrade my carry capacity, which thankfully didn't take as much time as I thought it was going to. But I have a lot of like useless mods that I was able to disassemble in order to get the parts I needed to buy them. But yeah, you just keep heading back and forth. The owls are probably the most tricky to find, but as long as you constantly have your focus out, it's not that bad finding them. And after a while, if you just keep going, it shouldn't be too difficult. Other animals such as raccoons and gooses and all that are pretty easy to find. Those animals are literally all throughout the world in this game. They're spread all throughout. Yeah, we're literally about to 100% the game right now pretty soon. So I think I just have to find like one more owl. And I was having a little bit of trouble, as you can see, because they don't give you the skin that you need like immediately. That one I was having trouble hitting. This is the last owl that I killed, I think. Yep. So that is everything else that I had to do in order to fully 100% this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this, listening to my sloppy post commentary. And I'm just grateful to be done with this now. So next time on Horizon Zero Dawn, we'll be finishing up the main story. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be nice and action-packed. So if you did, please comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.